Good morning, Brandy. I'm going to go through some of these problems with you just on video, as it's much easier than typing it. So, for example, the problem where you had 234 base 5, okay? Base 5 means that we are, like, our units are 5 instead of how in base 10 our units are 10. So, that means if I think about place value, for example, I've got a ones place, a fives place, a 5 squared place, which is 25, and I also have a 5 cubed place. And it keeps going. I can keep getting bigger and bigger. So just to compare that to base 10, in base 10 we have a ones place, a tens place, a hundreds place, and a thousandths place, which is 10 cubed, and it keeps going. Okay? So if I look at this 234 base 5, and I say, well, I have 4 in this place, 3 here, and 2 here. So now, to convert that to base 10, it's like I'm counting blocks. I have 2 blocks of size 25. That came from here. I have 3 blocks of size 5. So this is 50, this is 15, and I have 4 blocks of size 1. So when I add that together, I've got 69, which means I have 6 tens and 9 blocks of size 1. Okay, so that's an example of how you convert from base 5 to base 10. Your next one, it gave you the number 103. So that is really, if I think about my place value system again, 3 ones, 0 tens, and 1 100. Okay, so now I want to convert that to base 5. So you have this going on your page, but you're just, I'm not sure what part you're missing. Part of it I can see that you're missing is the idea that you have, you're just switching in base 5 and base 10. So this number is in base 10, and I want to go to base 5. So now I look, well, I can't put 125 into 103. So that's out. So how many 25s would go in there? 4. 4 would make 100, which means I have no 5s left over, and I have 3 units left over. So 103 is the same as 403 base 5. Now, in base 5, you cannot have digits bigger than 4. You can have 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4 because they regroup. They regroup together to be that next biggest number. So just like up here, in this place value, I couldn't put 13. That looks like a B, but I couldn't put 13 there because 13 implies that I have a 10. So it regroups over here. So the same thing happens in base 5. If I had 406, well, that means inside of there, there's 5. So that would have to carry over there. I'd have 1 5 and 1 left over. Okay? Alright, so now let's look at addition. We'll do the next one, and then I'll stop this and do a new video if I need to. Okay? So we're in base 5. So that means with my chips here, I've got 1s and 5s. And the first number is 3, 2. So I've got, I'm going to make these like this. Okay, you don't have to draw them different. Sometimes it helps us see it. So there is our first number, 3, 2, and then I have the number 1, 4. Okay, so now we're looking for groups of 5. So I see here I have 5 little squares. They should be squares, but they're circles. Doesn't matter. 5 of them in a line regroups. So those all bundle together and come over here and make another one of these. Okay, so these 5 regrouped to make a bar, and I have 1 left over. Now I look at these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 of them again. So anytime I have 5, they would regroup. So if I think about this pictorially, this now, okay, it's not quite drawn to scale, but this is now these 5 pieces sat together and made, there they are. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and you know each one of these is 5 units long, so there's 25 in there. They regrouped to be 25. So all of this regrouped. So I have 125, 0 5s, and 1 1. So on my addition problem, my answer would be 101 base 5. Okay, let me know if this helps, or if you still have questions, definitely ask that, and I will keep going through your reviews to see what else I find.